Oh hell, damn thing doesn't want to work.
Oh my.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I hit the go live button. There was like a 20-second delay, and then it didn't want to play the damn intro.
You said the wrong thing. You're supposed to say a 15-minute delay.
Oh no, that being 15 minutes late just makes us on time.
And if you're out there and you're mad that we're 15 minutes late, don't be mad about that. You should be mad that your wife is 3 weeks late. Go get her pregnancy test.
Does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care?
Nope.
And
I don't know,
besides
Peter
that,
Cetera.
the time changed overnight. So
Yes, it
are
did.
we an hour into the future, or are we?
No, we're right back where we're supposed to be.
Oh, now I'm real confused.
Oh no, wait, no. Winter's standard now. We're back in daylight. It's really retarded. This whole damn scheme.
Welcome
It made
to daylight
sense back in
saving
the
time.
day, but it made sense back in the day when you didn't have electric lights. But you know,
Wasn't this Benjamin Franklin's idea or something?
something like that.
Come on, history dude.
No, it was.
Come on.
What a slacker.
He's supposed to tell us, well, actually, it wasn't Benjamin Franklin. It was his son, Bob.
Can't allow you guys to just sidetrack the public like that. I mean, I was trying to be on time, but these guys were in the back doing
Man, you barely made it in by the skin of your teeth if we would have been on time.
Right?
chickens. They were arguing about this and that. I shouldn't even say what the first conversation was I came into. And then the next thing you know,
yeah, he really shouldn't.
Wrestling.
Talking about Rich's college days, it was bad.
It's. I don't even know. Be thankful we were late. That's all I'm saying.
Or else we would have opened up with Rich's psychology class. And
God. This word of advice for everybody out there watching.
No, we don't even know you to go there, Rich. Come on.
Hold on. No,
hold on.
Fuck. Before you take a psychology class, see if you can get a copy of the syllabus. That's all I'm saying.
Syllabus? Doesn't penicillin treat that, or that's something else? Okay.
Yeah, that's something else.
It sounds like syllabus, so almost.
And if you have a vasectomy and your wife's 3 weeks late, you should probably go get that shot of penicillin because you probably have syllabus.
Might also want to get security cameras that your wife doesn't know about.
Rich, back to the pornography stuff. Jeez, why are you trying to film it?
So you know who to shoot.
You don't have to worry about it. There's more people in here listening to this show than there are out there.
Good evidence for the first quarter.
Yeah, probably are currently anyway. I get more people watching replay than watch live half the time.
I just see Woods.
Yeah, Woods is out there.
Oh, sorry, Woods. We were talking about bacon before we went live.
I gotta send him stuff tomorrow.
Nice.
He won my giveaway.
Sounds like a pretty worthy winner.
Anytime somebody not named Travis T wins, it's pretty exciting.
I don't know. I kind of get excited when Travis T wins just because it's kind of comical at this point. I mean, for you, it's probably kind of like boring, like another one. But
I don't have to bother worrying whether I have his address. That's for sure.
You should start printing off shipping labels just for him. Just prepaid ones. Just have them, save yourself some time.
That, and I need to get him a revolving Chick-fil-A account, evidently.
Yeah.
Actually, you might want to change that. Like, I feel if he starts putting on some weight from all that Chick-fil-A, I feel like, come back, Gizzard Gary, I'm suing you. You made me fat, got heart disease now, all this Chick-fil-A.
And he ain't got no excuse for having dirty guns as much Aegis product as that guy has to have at his house.
I need to
there's
get a hold of Aegis.
Ashley's
Do
out
they-
there. Okay.
Yeah, she was out there earlier. They sell reloadable Chick-fil-A gift cards.
Not online. Not where I buy them. I buy them
Oh.
right off of Chick-fil-A.com. There's a buy gift card thing right there.
Even if they did, you just have to recharge it $10 whenever he wins.
Yeah, they don't charge you any extra than the price of the card. So
I'll be right back.
it's so much easier than having to go to Walmart and buy one of those cards every week and then mail it.
So,
But for some of the old-fashioned holdouts in this world who still have flip phones, I suppose that's what they want. Or if they wanted to re-gift it to somebody, they could just say, "Here, you want this? I won this off that damn podcast, and I hate Chick-fil-A." They could do that and just give it to somebody. They could give it to a poor person downtown, or send it as a birthday card or Christmas card. They could do that.
yeah.
Don't give them that flexibility now,
Mhm.
because that's just me. It's just me.
Like when Jamie's granddaughter was doing those Domino's cards, there weren't a single Domino's in this area that took those things.
Yeah, the nearest Domino's to me is in the next county over, where I never go, or at my daughter's place. I ain't giving her my gift cards. And she
Well, we
don't
got a
like
Domino's. We got a Domino's right here in town, but they weren't accepting them. The one a couple towns over weren't accepting them either. So,
But I have told people that if you would prefer to have some other kind of gift card, all you got to do is shoot me an email. I have had it happen before where somebody said, "We really don't have Chick-fil-A near us, and we really like Pizza Hut. Could you do a Pizza Hut gift card?" And I did for that person because they asked me to. And that's a standing offer to anybody that wins my giveaway. Doesn't have to be Chick-fil-A. I will accommodate. Now, if you're wanting a gift card to like Ruth's Chris or something like that, $10 ain't gonna buy you much.
$10 will get you a drink.
I'd probably avoid the reloadables if you could aspect. It seems more of a straightforward deal with the prepaid or whatever. So I was given a card a long time ago by a customer. And when I attempted to use the card, come to find out that card was the last tenant that lived where the customer lived. It was their card. And then it got flagged or something. And then I ended up getting questioned about it. So, I told them where I got the card and it wasn't any kind of problem, but it almost turned into a big ass problem for like a gift tip deal, like damn near ruined my night. So I don't know. Some of those cards are like you're saying, Gary could throw another $10 on there. They're linked to other people, different accounts. I don't know. People get pissed. Things happen. I don't want any gift card that's got bullshit attached to it or could possibly,
Yeah, that's why I just do them straight from Chick-fil-A. That's all they're good for. As far as I know, they never expire. So, because I think Snubs had one that I gave him 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Because he keeps forgetting to use it.
I still got a gift card I was given for, it's like $100 for a freaking masseuse. I haven't used that one yet.
We got wanted to, they came out with those machines that spit you out a debit card if you put cash in it during COVID. We got one of those cards when we went to the Great American Outdoor Show 2 years ago, I think it was. The thing still's got like $1.27 on it. It's just doesn't have an expiration date, and we can actually add more money onto it.
Yeah, I think I have a Target gift card that somebody gave me 2 or 3 years ago that's like got $3 on it or something.
Mm-hmm.
I keep it in my Apple Wallet, but I never go to Target.
Yeah.
That's just
Oh,
a fancy
my God.
person's Walmart.
Amy opened up a drawer the other day. Well, no, the other day. It was right before we went up to for the Great American Outdoor Show this year. And she found a bunch of those damn vanilla gift cards. And so she's going through, and we had like $100 on 5 different, spread out over 5 different gift cards that we didn't know we had.
That's cool. It's always cool when you find money you didn't know you had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that says something because you're not being careful or whatever, but it's still cool to find extra money.
I'm horrible not to spend gift cards. I've had bosses give me stuff for Christmas, like, go to like Olive Garden or Chili's and just throw them in the glove box, never go to those places. Probably go eat if I wanted to.
We left those gift cards here at the house for the 2 kids that are still living at home so they could get themselves food and stuff while we were gone. They wanted to. And we get back and they didn't use them, so we still have them.
No, they probably just had Uber Eats bring them a bunch of shit. You'll pay the bill later.
No, we don't have Uber Eats. We have DoorDash.
Same thing.
Well, no, we got a bunch of places here that there's no delivery fees or anything.
Yeah, we don't have. Well, I mean, yeah, pizza places deliver, but we do have 1 or 2 people in town that do Uber Eats. Believe it or not, in this tiny little town, somebody was smart enough to sign up for it. So if you really want to pay somebody $10 to run clear to the other side of town, which is a whole mile, go get your shit and bring it to you. You can do that, I guess, if it's worth $10 to you.
Yeah.
People are so damn lazy, man. So lazy.
It's like,
Our local,
go ahead.
I would say our local Chinese place, they used to have their own delivery drivers, but they started using DoorDash. They don't charge you for delivery.
I don't know. It seems like most places, well, at least most places I call, they have delivery. Like, yeah, I've seen some of my neighbors, people roll up and, strange vehicle, and you see them pop out coming to deliver McDonald's and shit like that. I'm like, what the hell? And they got cars too. They just, rather pay somebody else to bring it and play with their food or something.
Yeah.
But it just blows my mind. I was at a hospital one time. Some nurse got like a sub, must have been like, I don't know, maybe a $10 sub, and she's paying like $10 delivery plus a tip on top of it or something. I'm like, that's freaking crazy. Like,
better be a damn good sub.
I don't like it. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's just crazy. Like, the cost, like, I don't care if you can't afford it. That's just stupid. Like, to me, I just, I don't know. I've never used one of them services. Like,
Now, the one day that we were at Wanamaker and Snob and I and a bunch of other people decided to order Jimmy John's and have it delivered to the event center because we didn't want to go get our vehicles out of the parking lot and drive over there. It was worth it to us. We all pooled the money for it because, like I say, it's not easy to find a parking place there. You really don't want to move your vehicle, and it's just easier to have somebody bring it to the front door. So at times it makes sense.
The one day, my daughter and I were the only ones here. Wife and son are both at work. And she comes in because she had just gotten her school refund for her student loan for that month, for that semester. And she's like, "You want to order something from Burger King or something?" I was like, "Okay." Looked at Burger King through DoorDash for them. How? I swear to God, the delivery fee was half of what the order's total was. It was like, yeah, we ain't ordering from Burger King. We ordered from a mom and pop place that had no delivery fee, just like the Chinese place. And the food was probably better too.
Yeah, but did they make it your way?
Yeah, it's a mom and pop, Gary. Burger King ain't the only ones that do that.
Delivery is sketchy. I mean, there's times I've stopped because there's late at night or whatever, and actually swing through fast food, and I'll drive a couple miles home, and by the time I get there, the food's already getting cold and shit. So, like, and then if these people got more than one delivery, this and that, I mean, the last thing I want is cold ass food delivered, especially fast food. Like, it's supposed to be cheap.
I can see that in the
Bad.
area, but here, the town's so small, it doesn't take long to drive anywhere. So if the food gets to your place here and it's cold, you got a problem. But a larger place like where you're at, Rob, yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, it's just one more person, one more separate person, not from the company or whatever, that's got hands and hot breath over your damn food.
But I ordered a pizza from Casey's back in the winter when it was like 5 below zero, and I did not want to go out in that shit. And so they had it here in like 15 minutes. I was really impressed. It was hot. And I gave that kid $10 or $15. I said, here, keep it. And he said, well, let me get you change. I said, no. I said, you came out in this freezing ass weather. You deserve it. And he looked at me kind of funny. He says, well, can I at least shake your hand? And I said, yeah. I said, I appreciate you getting it here. I said, I wouldn't want to go out in this cold ass shit. Made his day.
Well, I guess we better get to the introductions. We're getting to be as bad as Gary on Friday.
Hey. I represent that remark.
We're almost 18 minutes in and haven't introduced anybody yet. Yeah. Barbecue was here, but he left, so who knows where he's going to be back.
Well, yeah, because you accused him of something they didn't do.
No, that was you. So I guess we got Rob here. So you want to introduce yourself, Rob, or say something or something? I don't know.
Something or something, I don't know. Yes, present. How's it going, people? Yeah, as I said, he missed a hell of a drag down dirty fight before it started. These guys were going at it. Other than that, thanks for joining us, and hopefully you've eaten a salad and done a push-up lately.
I can't do push-ups.
Because of your wee elbow?
Yeah.
But anyway, hopefully you're all doing well and ready to conquer this next week coming up.
But yeah, I can't do anything like push-ups or, bench presses or anything like that because of my arm being all screwed up. But anyway, next we got Mr. Gizzard Gary here. How are you tonight?
Yeah. All right. I guess.
I don't know.
I know Mr. Knives is out there.
Yeah,
Chocolate!
Yeah.
But,
Mr. Knives, Finstead, Woods, Ashley. Jason was out there briefly.
I hope he had his briefs. Krabby Turtle was out there first.
Yeah. Well, Jason could be going commando. You never know.
That's his business.
Uh-huh. And he can keep it to himself. And
You already outed him, though.
I didn't say he was definitely. I said he could be.
Well, if you want to picture him in his underwear,
No, I
that's
do not want to picture
totally
him in his underwear.
that's your business, Rich. No.
You're the one that brought up the underwear aspect of this, not me. You're as bad as Rob now.
Whoa, bring me into this.
Well, it
He's
looks like
just-
he's bringing up the poo cars, Rob. It ain't me.
He's just giving everybody hell tonight, isn't he, Rob? I tell you
Standing over
what.
here on the sidewalk watching it. I got nothing to do with this.
Alrighty then. I guess we can get to the topic, the only real topic, which was channel update. Some of you may have noticed during whatever it has been that we've been doing that there's a couple more links there in the little whatever you call it there at the bottom of the screen. One for Tractor Supply and one for Smoky Mountain Knife Works. The channel has been accepted into the affiliate programs for both of those companies. So if you plan on buying a knife from Smoky Mountain Knife Works and you want to help the channel out, go to that link. You also find it down in the description as a clickable link. And if you're going to Tractor Supply looking for tools or farming supplies, maybe buying little chickens or something along those lines, you can go to that link that I have for Tractor Supply and then, put your order in, and then you go to your local store and pick it up or have it delivered to you, and the channel will get a little piece of whatever it is you bought. So, for example, say you spend $100 at Tractor Supply, I would get, I believe it's $3. Smoky Mountain Knife Works would be $5. In other words, for those of you who can't do math very well, Tractor Supply is a 3% commission, and Smoky Mountain Knife Works is a 5% commission. So keep that in mind if you guys are going to do that. In other words, buy stuff from those places. To keep in mind that we do have the links, and you'd be helping us out here. So,
Can you
and as
get us
always,
discounts on stuff?
they don't have any discounts up right now, but they do periodically put some up.
So if I want to buy a tractor, I have to use your code.
Oh,
Well,
just
the
here.
link would help. Yeah.
Shovel, duct tape, bag of lime. There's all types of stuff you can get at the Harbor
Mhm.
Freight. Zip ties,
All
wire.
kind of stuff you can get at Tractor Supply too.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Tractor Supply. I mean, yeah.
Or you could buy
Yeah,
it
you
on
said Harbor
Amazon.
Freight.
Yeah, but I meant Tractor
Well,
Supply.
Gary's just telling you to go to Amazon because he has an Amazon affiliate.
You could get one.
Never bought anything from Amazon. So like I've said it before, but you got to make.
You have
shop.
to have credit cards to use Amazon.
Well, no, I've shopped off eBay and stuff, but other places, companies direct. But I don't know. I've just the whole you got to join this club thing to shop here just ruins it for me. So I don't want to be a member.
You don't have to join, but then you have to pay for shipping if you're not a member. Yeah. So you almost. Yeah, if you're shopping on Amazon, you're not a Prime member. You're paying out I know because I used to not be a Prime member.
Yeah, I got Prime. It comes in handy.
Yeah, it does. But I couldn't tell you I'm not going to bash Tractor Supply because I've certainly shopped there, not recently, but I've got Farm Store right here in town that I use for most of that kind of stuff. And which is actually owned by Tractor Supply, by the way.
I don't know if they.
Sorry, go ahead.
Tractor Supply ended up buying up. I think they bought Orscheln's, and they ended up deciding that they had too much of a monopoly or something like that, so they had to split it up, and half the Orscheln's got given to Baumgars, and then Tractor Supply kept the other half. So, because Tractor Supply is getting to be a monopoly on that kind of stuff because they've bought up a lot of competitors.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but there's Tractor Supply is opening up pet stores too,
Uh-uh.
pet supply stores. I forget what they call it, what the store's name is, but it's Pet Something by Tractor Supply.
Well, see, our farm store, which is Baumgar's, they actually have a pet section where they have like science diet and stuff. You can get the
Yeah,
cat food and the dog food and all that stuff.
our Tractor Supply has that too, but they're opening ones that are stores that are specifically pet supplies.
It's nice because we never had anywhere in town you could buy like science diet and stuff. Now you can get anything you want, even in this tiny little town. And I like
Yeah.
that. So
That stuff is expensive.
I love farm stores. They have practically everything. They have tools, they have clothes,
Yep.
hardware section. They've got candy, chips,
Yeah.
and they've got a few gun things
Tractor
back in the
Supply.
back too. So
Tractor Supply has their own brand of candy.
yeah, and beef jerky.
Their gummies are pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, farm supply stores like that are a lot of fun, as far as I'm concerned.
So around
And
here,
they,
Tractor Supply is the only place you can find like a real pair of pants. So
yeah, that's where I usually get my jeans is at Tractor Supply.
Yeah,
Get
they've
the
got better
Wranglers from there.
jeans than most places do, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, the Wranglers there are really nice.
yeah, it's like the real denim, not that paper
Right.
Mhm.
thin or all that stretchy stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fine if you're looking for that, but when you're looking for like rugged jeans to last a few years, that are going to get caught on a little corner or something and rip the hell out, then Tractor Supply seems to be the only place I found that really has anything. I've ordered some direct from some of the jean companies, but that shit is not cheap. Like
No,
any type of jeans you want, done up that way, but they're expensive.
yeah, I love my Vertex jeans that I got. They were 50, I think, when I bought them. They're 80 something dollars a pair now.
Like the real, if you want them, I don't know the weight count or whatever, but the real denim, that shit adds up quick
Mhm.
from the name brand sites or whatever. But
Yeah. And what's nice about those Vertex ones, they're cut like what a pair of cargo pants would be, so they're really loose and comfortable to wear them. They don't bind up in certain areas where guys don't want jeans binding up, if you know what I mean.
mm-hmm.
Real comfortable jeans, but damn, 80 some dollars a pair now.
Yeah. I think I paid like close to 60 for a pair of Wranglers, like 1947s. Yeah, they're like the old school Wranglers, but the denim's decent, the color's nice, it goes with everything. So yeah, it's freaking nuts, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like if you call Wrangler Retro Relax Boot, if you if you look up and like order what you're looking for, it adds up on there pretty quick. So I mean, don't get me wrong, buying jeans over at Tractor Supply isn't cheap either, but usually they have my size, which is odd for one, and for two, it's right there. So that's nice as well. So
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, the Tractor Supply. When you wait till their stuff goes on sale to buy your jeans at Tractor Supply. I paid $20 a pair for the jeans I get there when I get them.
oh shit, I've never gotten jeans. I've seen those jeans over there for like $20. Those I don't know. I call them.
These are the Wranglers that are normally $35 to $40. They'll go on sale for $20. That's when you want to buy them.
All right. Yeah, I get like a lot of the Carhartt, but I'm kind of pissed because I'm wearing a pair right now, and there's none of that stretchy crap in there, nothing. But right near like the crotch, right below the zipper thing, it's starting to create a hole from when you like spread your legs or whatever, or I don't know, sit down or whatever. There's already a hole starting to wear through, so kind of disappointing. And a pair of Carhartts, but guess it will happen.
Yep.
I think these were $55, something like that.
Defense Dad said, well, look at the Tractor Supply sells tonneau covers. Too bad he made fun of my vehicle last night. Well, you know what? It ain't my fault you bought one that was pre-shrunk. Chris from the 740's out there. Don't know if I mentioned that yet or not. But, I don't think he was in here when we were talking about the affiliate links. The reason why we were on Tractor Supply, if you weren't here yet, Chris, I got accepted for Tractor Supply's affiliate program and Smoky Mountain Knife Works. So if you're planning on buying anything, use my links, man.
Yeah, it's a good deal. I wish you the best of luck with it. I haven't had so much luck with affiliate links. I get a lot of clicks, but not a lot of buys. So
yeah, I think I've sold 2 things on Blackout Coffee since I've been having the affiliate link that you sent me the invite for.
Blackout Coffee started out so great the first month, and then it's like they turned the faucet off.
Yeah. Somebody just bought $100 and some worth of stuff off of there on my account. So. How long does it take for them to pay you out anyway?
Oh, you have to get up to a certain point. I think $100 or so, and it took a couple months for them to pay me.
Yeah, I figured that much.
But they did eventually.
Fence Dad said he got a ton of cover already anyway, but he said for some reason Napa had it on sale for $100 less than anywhere else was. You can't beat that. And he said it had free shipping too.
Boy, Napa around here is just higher than everybody else. Maybe he found a good deal.
Yeah.
Here, they're priced higher than everybody else. But one good thing about them is a lot of their parts are like no questions asked, warranted. So a lot of people like search the junkyard for parts they need that are from Napa and then take them in and get new ones. So, I mean, that's something to consider. And the longest battery I've ever had was a Napa battery, like that lasted too. So, I don't know. Some cases it would be worth it, but maybe not in every case.
Yeah, my father-in-law was a dyed-in-the-wool Napa guy. He wouldn't buy auto parts anywhere else.
I couldn't afford to only shop at Napa when it comes to auto parts, but yeah, I do think there's a difference with some things.
In a little town like this, unless you want to travel, you don't have a whole lot of choice. We only have one auto supply store, really. So,
yeah, we have an AutoZone. That's it. Anything else you have to go to Walmart for, or go up to Cumberland, Maryland.
I used to like to go to O'Reilly's.
It used to be a Pep Boys in Winchester, but that's like an hour and something away.
A few different chains, Advanced Auto, AutoZone, Park Plus. There's another one, Auto Parts. I think that's just the name of it. Few places around. Usually they're all pretty close. There is a Napa as well.
Oh wait, we do have a Napa here in town. That's right, I forgot about it. It's a real small place. You blink and you miss it when you drive by.
So we've got a variety of places.
Yeah, I think that's it. Just a real small Napa, and it's Advanced Auto or it's AutoZone. Shit, I can't remember right now. That's it. That's what we got.
Around, like if it's a common part that you need now, not something you can wait on. Yeah, I'll call around the different stores, and that's not uncommon to find like a $15-$20 difference on a part sometimes. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to me it seems worth it because it only takes a minute to call, really. So, but yeah, that's something if you're looking to save money, call around because sometimes there is quite a difference. So, but yeah, I don't know. Something to think about. Obviously, if I got time or something that it's not like immediate, then a lot of times I'll just order it online because online's usually way cheaper.
No, going back to the Tractor Supply, our Tractor Supply here has a fairly decent auto parts department too. I mean, they don't have anywhere near as much as what like AutoZone, Advanced Auto, or Napa would have, but they get a decent supply. Like if you need to get a oil filter and when the other stores aren't open, they may have what you're looking for.
Yeah, I was shocked to find out Walmart sells a lot of car parts.
Yeah, they do.
Like
Ours has a
store through their third party people or whatever,
Yeah.
but for those people that have like Walmart cards and shit like that, yeah, not me, but yeah, it's an option if you did get in a jam or something like that in some situation. So, because I guess you could just order your parts online and have it delivered to the store or to your house, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my wife, that's where she always gets her tires, is at Walmart because she gets our son's discount.
Yeah, I have done tires from there, but that's about it. So I try to avoid Walmart just out of rule of thumb. But yeah, if you're looking to save money, though, it is an option on tires, that or TireRack.com.
I don't mind buying stuff there, but I sure as hell ain't having them put it on.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't get any service. Ours isn't even, the ones we have local aren't any service station anyway. But I personally wouldn't. I do all that myself or take it somewhere that I trust and know. So I've heard nothing but horror stories about Walmart services. So
And I could tell you some more.
Yeah, we haven't had a single issue with our local Walmart, but again, it's like fast food restaurants. You know, different locations, different areas are gonna be different.
I got local people I trust to do my car stuff, and they've been doing it. Their family's been doing it for 60, 70 years. Dad was doing it. Now the kids have taken over the business.
But
And
she usually,
you don't stay in business that long and not do stuff right. So
whenever something needs serviced on the car, she usually takes it to the local Ford dealership. But when it comes to tires, they want too much, so she just takes it to Walmart. I don't know if it's because our son works there or what, but it's always been good service. We haven't had an issue with their tire department.
just so people know, also, just because it's a dealership doesn't necessarily mean they have good mechanics there. So point that out because I've seen this several cases. I got a friend that works at a lot of dealerships and this and that, and these stories he's told me about stuff. It's amazing, and I've helped out in some myself. But basically, the shop's really only as good as the people that work there. So that changes over time sometimes. So shop used to be good, can end up being shitty. So, always keep an eye out. Don't place them because, sometimes the good people leave and bad people take their place.
And I had the dealership I bought my Nissan at. They always treated me just fine. But my daughter would come in because she had her vehicle she got from the same place, and they would all the time try to sell her shit she didn't need and stuff like that. She'd ask me, did they tell you need to have this? I said, no. I said, some of these shops will do that. They say a woman come in, they figure they don't know what the hell they're doing. They'll try to sell them all kinds of shit they don't need. Try to scare them.
Yep. Now, the Ford dealership my wife used to take the car to, the one we bought it at, their service department, they've had a lot of turnover, and people that got working there now don't know their asses from a hole in the ground.
One thing we'll say about that I think a lot of people don't think of or consider, but like even if you buy a brand new car, it comes with a book on its maintenance schedules and whatnot. So there is, things that are recommended at 20,000, 30, 60, that are, coolant flushes, things like this that might sound like a scam, but nowadays with Carfax, all this stuff, there's usually a decent record, especially if the car is newer. And a lot of these things you probably really should consider. Maybe not right at that moment, verify. You can look it up through your book in your glove box or online. But some of these things, it is good preventative maintenance to flush out so your heater core doesn't get clogged up, all types of different things. I mean, there's some of this, there is logic behind it. Your differential fluids getting changed, stuff like that. In a lot of cases, the average person doesn't even know what the hell that is.
And especially if it's under warranty. If it's under warranty, go ahead and get the stuff done.
So at least research it. But most of the time, they always hit you up with this, factory recommendations of this list comes up when all you wanted was an oil change or something. So, but keep in mind some of that stuff may actually be valid. But again, it may not be the place you want to have it done. So, something to look to.
Yeah, Defense Dad said his local Walmart, he gets his tires and his oil change. Said $55 for 6 quarts of Mobil 1 synthetic and a filter. Can't beat that, he says. He just said, and he double checks the drain plug and the filter before he leaves. The Ford dealership here in town, my wife paid for a oil change and tire rotation. She pays between $35 and $40.
I don't know if it matters, but a lot of these service places will use like name brand oil, but it's recycled name brand oil. So it's like the good oil that was used and went through a filtration process. So, and there's a lot of people that'll argue that's no different than a lot of other name brand oils sitting on the shelf. I don't know, but it's something to consider. So I know for a fact Jiffy Lube did that back in the past. So it was, always cheaper if you got their oil. So just something that, if you're really picky, you might want to look into at your place what they're actually using.
Now, Kingpin's out there, and he says that you need to get the lady and bring her down to Baltimore on Saturday, Rob, because we're all going to an antique gun show. Myself, Kingpin, Krabby, my wife, my son, we're all meeting up there at the antique gun show in Baltimore, and he says you need to go to.
This coming Saturday?
Yep.
It's possible. Jot a note and see. So
it's from 9 to 5, I think. Let me check my phone. Krabby sent me the flyer a couple weeks ago. Yeah, 9 to 8. No, 9 to 5. 9 to 5. And it's $15 a person to get in. But they're having all kinds of like old guns for sale, and they're going to have different museum pieces and stuff, like old school cannon and stuff. Nothing there is going to be newer than 1895.
You said it's what time?
From 9 to 5 on Saturday.
Yeah, jotted a note. I'll have to check. See, I know we got like a little, I don't know when, but basically there's a plan to take a ride to go see this solar eclipse thing or something that's happening here. guess it's something that only happens like once every 100 years or something like that, or I don't know, one of those type things. So, not sure what day that is. I think that's a weekday though.
Yeah, Krabby put the link out there in the chat for it. Kingpin says he will pay for your gas.
Pay for my gas.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! He knows I drive a tractor trailer, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you're on your phone or your computer, but Krabby threw the link out for it in the YouTube chat.
That's a possibility. So I know I should be free Saturday. I have to double check on the lady stuff, and we'll see. Probably have a better idea by like Thursday for sure.
Why is it showing the viewer counts for some reason? It's showing the viewer counts now for Twitter and YouTube. I didn't click on anything.
Showing it in the corner of the StreamYard?
Yeah, right below where it says live. You know, where the live is with the counter. Right below there.
Yeah. I don't think it did that for mine on Friday. I guess it may have, and I didn't see it. But, or it could be something brand new.
No, it just popped up. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know why.
maybe
And I
you
don't know
just
how to
now
get
got
it
a
to go
Twitter
away.
viewer.
No, there's nobody viewing over on Twitter. And I ain't sure how to get rid of it.
Oh, was it hurting anything?
It's blocked. Yeah, there it went. It was blocking my whole box up there.
Huh.
I don't know if they were seeing it on YouTube or not.
I don't know. Kingpin doesn't know what Twitter is.
Yeah, apparently. Defense Dad wants to know if a Subaru will make it all the way to Baltimore.
Not from here, it won't.
Funny. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll make it. Rain, snow, or shine.
No.
Basically,
Defense
love
Dad.
the car, man. Like, I've been like, people keep complimenting me. Like, you go to a gas station, somebody walks up, like, "Are you a proud Subaru owner?" Like, like it's a whole culture thing or something. I don't know, man. They're not all about the lesbians. I can tell you that much. So,
They look at your feet to see if you're wearing Birkenstocks and stuff like that.
not kind of cool, but the car is just it's comfortable, and in the snow, it's great. Like, honestly, great in the snow. My friend had an old one a long time ago. Like, this is back in the day. We were bored, middle of the night. You go field bombing and crap like that. Like, you couldn't kill the car. Like, you'd get need a tetanus shot if you rubbed against the side of it. But this thing, you could just beat the hell out of like two teenage kids would, and still drive it to work the next day. I'm not saying my car's like that, but it's definitely, I'm impressed. I'll put it that way. Off-road capabilities, and quite comfortable. I really don't have any complaints. I didn't really think about it until I really got approached and asked if I'm a proud Subaru owner. But honestly, I think I am, man. So I don't know. Maybe they got me. I'm not saying Honda's not good anymore or anything like that. I'm liking this, man. I don't know what's going on, but I'm really liking the car.
Defense Stat says a Twitter is what they used to call Conway Twitty's groupies. Might be right. They were all a Twitter when they saw Twitty. Say that 10 times fast. Barbecue's back, so you missed your
Howdy.
introduction.
My bad.
We were 18 minutes in before we did introductions. We were as bad as Gary on Friday.
You can't be Gizzard Gary. There's only one Gizzard Gary.
That's right.
How long was it before we did introductions on Friday?
About 18 minutes.
Wow. Yeah.
Was it about the same time?
But there's no rule that says you have to do them at any certain time.
No.
Exactly.
It's kind of a laid back show Friday night, but it went all right.
Other than Barbecue repeatedly accusing me of being on drugs.
Well,
I wasn't the one that said you were high.
You sure were, repeatedly.
I didn't say at the start, is all I'm saying.
I think you were.
Some medications from the
No, Gary said it. He said you were high in the West Virginia mountains. I was like, oh, all right. That's the kind of party that Rich is having.
But I had taken a painkiller before being on Hillbillies chat on Tuesday, his member only chat.
See? Doped up.
Man, my arm was so freaking sore from having to work on that plumbing in that bathroom sink upstairs.
What kind of plumbing? The water supply or the drain?
Both.
that's what they make plumbers for.
I only get a plumber for something I don't know how to do myself.
Yeah, I'm only going to call one if she's hot, female, and I'm single.
No offense to Chris out there if he's still out there, by the way.
He's one of the good ones.
Mm-hmm. Defense Dad says the whole car culture thing does happen. Someone honked at him today, and he was like, "Who the fuck asshole is honking?" Turns out it was another driver of a car like his.
Chris said, I heard my name. Yeah, he was talking about plumbers.
And how we only get a plumber if it's something that we can't fix ourselves.
Because Rich is trying to take money away from you by doing it himself. That means later on you have to hire a plumber to fix your work.
I've done sink installs and stuff before. That's not, that's not that big of a deal. It's not like I was actually running a water line or something along those lines. Something like that, I would call somebody like Chris.
Installs or a new line or something, in my opinion, is easier than, replacing existing or working on,
Sure, if you got the tools to do it. I don't got a backhoe.
I moved into that old house and it had, those slip over plastic drain connections, and they constantly leaking. I ended up taking the whole thing apart and looking at it, and the reason they were leaking is they had some of those connections hooked up backwards, and they only work one way.
Yeah. I'm thinking
Yeah, you see that with like P traps and stuff. People put the wrong little gasket on, or they'll
Uh-huh.
shouldn't be. That happens a lot too, where it's kind of funny. So, what the funny part is, I've never seen a package that doesn't have the instructions on it. But I'll be damned if a guy will take 2 seconds that doesn't know to look at the instructions. It's usually got a picture, diagram, everything. So there's really no damn excuse except for pride, you know.
Yeah. Defense Dad said he'll do minor plumbing and electrical. Man, I won't even touch electrical. I've had too many people tell me the power was off when it wasn't. I don't do electrical.
Ah, as long as you
Cut,
know what
You
you're
ever
doing.
try and check the power yourself?
cut the main. Just cut the main.
Yeah.
Don't even mess with it.
A lot of times in those apartment buildings, just to find, the breaker that something's on takes so damn long. Nobody's gonna want to pay for that.
Mhm.
Just cut the line or do something, trip it out.
Yeah.
Find pop or just outlets, shit like that, ceiling fans, all that type. Just do that shit live. They tell you you're not supposed to, but unless you're an idiot, it's really easy. I mean, it's really easy. There's just a few places you just don't touch. If you have the proper tools or insulated, it's not a big deal.
Rob, you do realize what you just said, unless you're an idiot.
Yeah, I don't know. Shit, I've had to do remove the boxes on the outside to put the J box or whatever they call for the utility boxes on.
The problem is most people are idiots.
That'll take me 2-3 days. I'm trying to get out of here and get paid. So, you just get that shit done, man. You get to somebody's house and there's no power outside and you got to do a roof. That's where you slap on a pair of jumper cables up to the main line. You get it done.
Yeah, what made the bathroom sink a pain in the ass? I think I said this on Gary's show on Friday, or maybe it's in the after chat. But whoever lived here before must have had a leak on the drain part of it anyway. And instead of getting it fixed properly, they just flex sealed the whole fucking goddamn thing. It looked like black PVC if you weren't paying attention.
So it just holds the leak in and causes the pipe to corrode that much faster. That's a great idea.
Yep. Isn't it just?
I used a bolt once and Flex Seal on one of those lead toilet drops. And there was a little like puncture. I don't know. It looked almost like somebody, I don't know how it got there, but either way, it was like one of them jam things, going to come back, replace it all later. So ended up just sticking a damn bolt up in there and screwed that into the lead and then hit it with that Flex Seal shit and it never leaked. So I was kind of shocked. The tenant there was, saying, I got this Flex Seal stuff. And I was laughing. I was like, oh, I don't know. We'll try it just for the hell of it. And had a drop ceiling, left it down, whatnot. And it never leaked until we went over there and changed it. So kind of interesting. So might get you through a small jam. I've seen people with steam pipes or whatever that'll hook up like Fernco couplings and shit, and they've wrapped like tin cans and shit around and stuff, and it's lasted long enough for us to get there to replace it or whatever. So some of those cobbed up things can work for temporary, but I definitely wouldn't want that as a permanent fix.
No, they had so much on there, what should have been a half-hour job maybe. Took hours just to get the Flex Seal cleaned off so we could actually get the pipes apart.
Yeah, it sucks. It's like old wiring with a shitload of electrical tape on it that's all just goo now. Like the outside's dry like nothing, and all the wires and shit, it's all like a gooey mess. Especially like the cloth coverings on some of those real old wires. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers are all black and nasty and shit.
Somebody doing exercises in the background or something?
Like somebody's chewing something.
No, that's my pepper mill. Sorry, thought I was muted.
Oh, he's cooking us something. Sounds good.
Maybe. Maybe he's making Rob a salad.
Barbecued goat.
Both sound good.
I'm not gonna cook up Rich's girlfriend. No, I'm just making some eggs.
We had eggs for dinner. We had scrambled eggs, pancakes, and sausage gravy.
Very nice.
Somebody just cooked eggs at my place.
It's egg day, I guess.
Apparently.
Yeah.
What about you, Gary? Do you have eggs too?
I did not.
Oh, darn.
I think
Spoil
I have
sport.
2 left in the whole house.
What's your favorite way to have eggs?
Not raw.
Yeah, not raw, that's for sure. Really, it depends on what I'm having them with.
Mm.
I'm gonna say scrambled. I'm going with scrambled. Just in general, what's your favorite way to have them?
In general, over easy.
Yeah, probably.
Although I'll eat them about any other way too. Scrambled's great. Poached is good too.
I think my favorite's over medium. I like the yolk to be a little snotty.
Yeah, I want the yolk runny, but I want the top cooked.
Yeah, for like with pancakes and stuff like that, yeah. But if I'm doing an egg sandwich, then I want it over hard, where the yolk is completely cooked through. I just don't want to have to.
Yeah, I bet
deal
you
with
do
it.
want it hard.
Shut up, you. goober.
Boiled eggs are good too. Boiled eggs are good salads.
Yeah, hard-boiled eggs and salad.
Mm-hmm.
They just make a good snack even by themselves.
Yep.
And I'm not a big fan of hard-boiled eggs by themselves, but cut them up in a salad and it just adds to the flavor.
No, hard-boiled egg by itself is a great snack. If you're one of those people who's like, oh, but it's so little flavor to it, take the hard-boiled egg, especially if you don't like the hard-boiled egg yolk. And if you're trying to have something that's healthy and a good diet snack or something, hard-boiled egg is phenomenal. Because you're only talking like 17 calories or so on average for a hard-boiled egg white. So take that hard-boiled egg white, and, cut it in half, pop the egg yolk out, give it to the dog or something. They're gonna love you.
That's the
And
best
then-
part.
Yeah, you're wasting it, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's so many calories in the egg yolk. So again, if you're looking
Good.
for
do
a
an extra.
healthy snack,
Yeah, just walk a little further.
Mm-hmm.
so then if you still want a little bit of flavor with that egg white, get some hot sauce or a little bit of mustard, something like that. Put it down in the center of the egg. Don't go excessive with it because you don't need a ton anyways, and it's terrific.
I think throwing out the yolks like egg white or egg yolk abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Probably that's equivalent to a party foul.
The fence says, "Who the fuck eats just a hard-boiled egg white?" Barbecue, apparently, that's who.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's got to be people. I mean, they sell that, egg white shit in containers now for people that don't want the yolk. I don't know. And it
Well, it's
seems
'cause-
like a little waste, like to buy it and not use it. I mean, I say the same thing like with turkeys with like the, heart, lungs, all that shit. I mean, yeah, it's a hell of a waste that everybody just throws out, especially if you got pets. If you don't eat it, then, your pets would or something. But
Well, like I said, I don't throw it out. I just give it to the dogs.
but
My
yeah,
mother would
I mean, that's
My
sad.
mother would cut that stuff up and she would throw it in the stuffing.
Yeah, it's probably not bad too. I've always tried to eat them, you know, just eat them. So
It's a damn shame that your dog's eating better than you are.
I know, right?
You're giving him all the good part out of the eggs, and you're
I say
eating
as soon as they see me pull a hard-boiled egg out, they're like, "Oh, what are you doing there?"
Yeah, if you make your own sausage and stuff, you can use that as a filler in the sausage too, especially if you're using like venison. Throw that in with the deer meat when you're grinding it up to make the sausage. And it adds a little bit of fat content into the deer, not as much as what like using a little bit of pork would, but it can help with that. So that's another thing you can do with it. The turkey, insides that nobody generally eats except for Rob.
Something else Rich likes is hard sausage.
heard of people putting it in soups too. I haven't had it that way, but
Yeah, you can do it. You can do that. It adds. You can use that to, and break it down to where it helps build your broth for soup. You can do that with the chicken inside parts too.
Let's say Mom didn't waste anything out of the chicken. She'd boil it down for soup or do something with it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can boil it down for soup, gravy.
Same way with your neck and everything else. All the parts
Yep.
you're not going to eat. It'll
Yep.
cook.
The meat on turkey neck is pretty good. It's just a pain in the ass to get off the damn bone because the way the thing's
Yeah.
done.
yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah, I don't know.
Mr. Knives says hard-boiled eggs sometimes smells like ass. He's not wrong. They can't get, if they've been overcooked or something, they can get it really foul smelling.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Smelled a lot of ass. I don't think I've smelled ass that smells like eggs, but I don't know. I'm sure they could have a smell, but I don't know.
I said,
You
them
overcook a
eggs might be
hard-boiled egg.
bad.
Why have you smelled so much ass? Is the real question.
Yeah, that is a good question,
Like,
Rob.
we're not just glossing over this.
Well,
Well,
since he was in the neighborhood.
What
No.
were you, an ass inspector or something? What the hell?
Oh, you asked for it now.
Yeah. I mean, you probably shouldn't ask stuff you don't want the answers to, you know?
Oh
This
no,
is
we want
true,
this
too.
answer.
No, you want the answer.
Oh no,
I'd rather not know.
Don't act like you don't want Rich.
No, there's some things you don't want to know the answer to. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like somebody asked me a question one time. I told them, "Don't ask me a question you don't want the answer to." Oh, this is one of those questions.
A handful, you know? Matter of fact, I had a nice handful today in my lab. Gotta love it, man.
What, a bass?
Yep.
There you go. Rob's just getting hands full of asses, tongue punching fart boxes.
And the fence guy's still trying to wrap his head around the
Box.
hard-boiled egg white only. He's like, I mean, I get egg white omelets, but a hard-boiled egg?
So no, it does kill me because like I make some really bitchin' hard boiled eggs, and like my egg yolks are phenomenal. So with what I'll do for my hard boiled eggs is like you've got to pay attention to right about when they start boiling. So like right when you see the steam start coming off the pan, be looking. And what I do is I'll lay all the eggs in the pot, fill it with cold water, put it on the stove, and then turn it on. And then, like I said, once you see the steam start paying attention. Once that water hits a boil, start a timer for 10 minutes. In the meantime, have your sink full of ice water.
Yep.
And once that 10-minute timer goes off, immediately take the eggs over and have something that you can get the eggs out in a pretty quick manner. I've got like this giant colander spoon thing. It's pretty sweet. It can spoon out like 4 large eggs at a time and just drop them right in. And that actually helps with peeling them too.
Mhm.
But dropping into the ice water helps stop the cooking process.
Yep.
But
I was
with
gonna
that,
say,
it makes a I don't want to say it's a creamy yolk. Like if you're having them like right after you peel them, it's kind of like a creamy yolk though. I mean, you could almost spread it like butter. It's friggin' delicious. Now after they've sat in the fridge for a few more days, things like that, because now it's cold, it's not quite the same. But before that, man, they are amazing. The other thing is, if you ever like, oh, there's some green tinge to my egg yolk, you cooked it too long.
mhm. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that about hard-boiled eggs. Just like with pasta, they will continue to cook just because the flames off or the burners off, whatever you want to refer to it as, doesn't mean that they're done cooking. As long as they're sitting in that hot water, they will cook. That's why you got to rinse pasta too.
Now, is there a difference between an overcooked egg and a perfectly cooked egg? Because
100%.
I've done a lot, and to me, it's
Tastes
like an egg and a green tint's not that uncommon. But I don't time nothing, so I just throw 'em in.
You do what I just said, Rob, and you will. So do your overcooked eggs where you're like, oh, this one's got a green tint to the yolk, and then do what I just said, and I guarantee you're going to notice a difference in how the egg yolk tastes. Not just how the egg yolk tastes, but the texture of it, everything else too. I mean, it's a difference.
I don't know. I don't. I like them the way I guess I've made them, which is probably overdone, but yeah, I'll give it a try to see. I'm always worried it's not going to be fully cooked, and the last thing I want to do is bite into a hard-boiled egg and have shit dripping down my chin.
No, honest to God, 10 minutes, and then drop them into the ice water. You'll be fine.
All right, I'll try that next time.
Well, real quick, I don't know if we got a chance to say hi to Thorzax, but he was out there, and Vanessa Kitty just jumped in, so evening to you as well. Defense Net says that he supposes barbecue also makes BLTs, but throws out the bacon.
No, if anything, I throw out that goddamn tomato.
Just made BLTs last week. They were good.
Actually, I should probably make those again for the kids. They love them.
Yeah, and Vanessa's asking, so cooking an egg like forever is frowned upon?
Apparently, Vanessa. I don't know. I just make sure they're cooked personally, but I guess there's a 10-minute sweet spot. So
there is.
10 minutes.
You'll thank me later, Rob.
There's some people that only boil them for 5.
There's a thing called a Scottish egg, and I haven't done those yet. And those are supposed to be incredible. And that is actually a hard-boiled egg with a runny yolk.
Oh no!
Those are supposed to be just bitching.
Yeah, that's like a 3-minute egg, right?
I'm not sure. I haven't ever tried it, and I've never looked up how to do it. I'm interested in it, but I'm not that interested in it. But it's supposed to be an awesome breakfast food.
Yeah, I don't like the runny yolks. I know it's good, but it's such a fine line to get right. Like I haven't had a good runny yolk since I was a kid, really. So It's either like soup or it's, past the point. So I don't know. That's why I just skip right over and go to.
So you like it kind of snotty.
I don't even know anymore. All I did, I can remember dipping my toast in it and it was good, but it's never consistent, I guess, because people never time things in my childhood, and
Mhm.
so I just skipped over it and go all the way now. It's like steak. I'm gonna piss some people off here, but a lot of times I'll do medium well, and people are like, I know. Look,
You
I like
overcooked it, Rob. You overcooked it.
All right.
side, but these people, like, you'll say, medium, or even medium sometimes, and it's still like bleeding out. You know what I mean? It's no good, man. It's no good.
I'm not going to give Rob shit and say, how can we expect him to know how to cook a steak? He can't even hard boil an egg.
But
no,
came into a chicken fried steak. What are you talking about?
On a serious note, like, I can eat steak any friggin' way. Like, the only way I haven't tried steak is just raw. That being said, I do have a preference, and that is just above blue rare to medium at most. But if I get a piece of medium well, I can eat that too. I don't give a shit. Steak is steak.
Oh, it changes with the doneness, I guess. The texture changes. So, like, I strive for medium, but a lot of times medium's not really medium when you go out.
Steak on pizza's good.
It's not good.
Slice steak up real thin and put it on your pizza. That's good.
You guys have tried like raw hamburger before, right?
Not that I can recall.
Steak
Yes.
tartare? No.
Yes, I have. Yep.
Never. Okay, I was gonna say, hey, come on, somebody had to have tried it. Just
It's not that bad.
Yeah, but I still think cooked is better.
Mhm.
That's what I would say on that aspect. It's all right, but I think cooked is better.
I've eaten a raw piece of steak before too. Little tiny bite.
I've had a raw steak on my eye before.
That's not how you cook them, Rich.
No, but that's how you get help with a black eye.
Rob, which do you prefer? Flank steak or tube steak?
Honestly, I don't know. I only buy like strips, porterhouse, T-bones. I usually only buy the good shit.
Oh, okay. But so you tried tube steak if somebody offered it?
Yeah. I mean, it. To me, and I guess it's an oxymoron. But steak. If it's good, I don't give a shit. But I can't cook. Whatever flank, whatever. I'm not making that good. This one type of joke thing, Gary. What the hell's going on?
I don't know.
Bitch.
Not a clue.
Nope.
You may want to ask Val about that, Rob.
It's probably not even a real steak, is it?
I guess I could be nice and tell you, tube steak is a slang term for penis.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Why do you think Gary and I are trying not to just crack up laughing?
I don't know.
Oh man, you
No,
got him, barbecue.
I did. I didn't think I would, but sure as hell did. I was like, hot damn. Somebody clip that.
Just find it minute and 20 seconds in. Should be pretty easy.
Did I just kill the whole show with that?
I don't know.
I might have. But,
Yeah.
I mean, what a way to kill the show.
you killed it, all right.
Knife says that's fucked up.
I mean, I could have said, yeah, after you have a good tube steak, they can offer you a smoke off the flesh pipe.
Yeah, I think I'll pass.
Yeah.
Here, I think I'll pass.
No, what you could have said to him is tube steaks can get kind of creamy.
Oh.
Hey, Rob's the one said he'd try it.
Honestly, I was kind of hoping we wouldn't have to tell him, and like he'd go to his grocery store or something, and he'd be like, "Yeah, you guys got two steak."
It'd be like the guy that goes to the auto parts store looking for blinker fluid.
Oh my gosh! But you guys were laughing. He knew something was up. I was like, "Oh, fuck it, better tell him."
No, we couldn't listen to
I'll
that
blame
anymore
you.
and not start laughing.
Horrible.
Vanessa says meat candy and tube steaks. Believe it or not, meat candy is a thing. I had taken a picture a few years ago and texted Midnight Range about it, a picture of it, and he about lost it. It was shelf-stable bacon, and it was labeled meat candy.
Some people consider tube steak meat candy too.
And say, some people call burnt ends meat candy.
That's Slim Jims. People probably refer to that as a meat candy.
Well, thanks to Gary, we all voted that as the best candy bar.
Which is bullshit.
That's what Too Hottie said too.
No, Too Hottie said a little bit more than that.
You got to
He
go back and
absolutely lost
rewatch
his
that.
shit
It's still
over that
on
one.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I found that on Midnight Range's channel and rewatched it about 6 months ago. It's still just as funny now as it was back
Defense Dad said Rob is plotting y'all's ruination now.
Yep.
Well, at least barbecues anyway.
Hey, and say, at any time you guys could have told him.
No, we couldn't. We were laughing too hard.
Yep, just for that, you're off the Christmas card list, barbecue.
Is Mistress watching? Does she know this about you, Rob?
You'd have
No.
thought he would have took a hint when I said about it. He might want to ask Val about it because Val on Foreign and Domestic tonight was talking about how he, because of his ex-wife, he's going to go gay or maybe even trans.
Well, when you said ask Val about it, I thought Val was out in the text chat saying something. So that's why we had that dead air there for a second. I was waiting for Rob to be like, "You son of a bitch."
Well, Rob can't see the chat if he's on his phone, so.
Val's being suckered, man. He's going through those hoops. He's doing anything to get laid. Still playing a nice guy, as his ex is screwing him literally. So, damn sucker. Right, I said it, Bob. Damn sucker. You fool. You're getting played.
He's not out there, so.
Copyright strike, nice.
Thor's ex, Scotsman wasn't there tonight, so you didn't miss much.
I think he had community service again.
Apparently, Rich was telling me to shut up, even though it wasn't in the text chat.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Rumor is Scotsman keeps getting in trouble for driving his riding lawnmower to the gas station and shit while he's drunk. So they gave him weekends. So he's probably locally on the side of the highway, staking trash and throwing it in a bag and shit.
Not even the great George Jones could do that.
I always think of that Willie guy with Scotsman. Maybe it's because of the name or something, you know. But the dude from isn't it The Simpsons?
Yeah, groundskeeper Willie.
Really, yeah. I love that dude. He's funny as hell, man. Like, he's funny. So I don't know. I always relate that to Scotsman.
Kind of look alike.
Kind of. I got a little thumbnail. I shouldn't have said anything, but I got a thing all done up, but I haven't had an excuse to use it for any reason. But yeah.
Is that kind of like when I had the picture of Pinocchio and the picture of Fauci and was like, see, look, Fauci's Pinocchio.
Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes you're just scrolling around and things just click, you know?
Sometimes.
So, how about that weather?
It's bullshit.
They can take it back.
I wanted to finish the work I needed to do on my mower this weekend. All I had left to do is change the fuel filter, change spark plugs, and fuel filter, spark plugs, and the wheel bearings, and it'd be good to go. I already did the drag link, and I need to do an alignment on it because the new drag links have makeshift tie rods on them now. So I got to adjust those because the one tire is towing in real bad. But yeah, I did a bunch of other shit to the steering and whatnot, and pretty much all good to go. And then rain all day yesterday, snowing today, and I'm just like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, the whole weekend was cold and rain, and get back into the work week, and it's going to get we get back up to mid 50s and whatnot, and nice again. So it's like, what the hell, you know?
Knives said it was 62 in California. Supposed to be in the 70s by the weekend here.
You got up to 65 here today.
It's been rainy and snow all weekend. Snow today. High winds today too.
Yeah, we've had some pretty heavy winds. There's winds tomorrow, I guess. Wind warning,
Mhm.
like 2 o'clock or something.
76 on Wednesday. Wow.
They're supposed to come and repair the roof tomorrow. Hopefully the winds are down, dead, and gone by then, or else you don't want to be on a roof in high wind.
What's your local temperature?
What, right now?
Yeah, now.
33.
What's
Feels like 21.
tomorrow's going to be like 21?
No, it said it's 33, but feels like 21.
What's it going to be tomorrow?
What's it going to be tomorrow? Hold on. Low 50s to the 40s, somewhere between the mid 40s to lower 50s, rather.
That's pushing it. So a lot of the products, like, they don't recommend use,
Yep.
like 47 or, there's
Yeah.
it's,
Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday would be a much better day because it's supposed to be in the 60s on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the low 70s on Thursday. And then it's supposed to rain on Friday again. So probably Tuesday or Wednesday would be the better bet. Give everything a chance to set up before rain hits.
Yeah, hopefully things got time to dry instead of freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully it works out good. So I just messed with a roof a couple weekends ago or something now, and had a big rainstorm the day after, so it worked out good. No calls or nothing. Not that I'd expect any, but it's always nice, knowing, I guess.
Foss is out there. So is Boomstick's Revenge. So evening, guys. Foss sent in a picture last night, the Hillbilly show. He looked like Prince in Purple Rain with his motorcycle. Well, I mean, not exactly Prince, but the motorcycle looks similar.
Foss looked like Prince. I was gonna say, like, damn, I want to see that picture.
He was sitting on a motorcycle, looked very similar to the one that Prince had in Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Thorzak says, one thing he likes about this chat, you never know what it's going to be about. You're right, because I don't either. So I'll have one thing, and then from there, after that, it's just whatever.
You guys think Prince naturally died from an overdose, or do you think he had set up somehow, some way?
No, considering how much drugs he had in his system, it wouldn't be hard for him to have done it accidentally. And he was supposed to get back surgery, but he kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off because he didn't want to disappoint his fans and not be able to go out there and do concerts and shit. And he kept taking more and more of the painkiller.
I don't know, but people seems that are, you know, take drugs regularly like that tend to build a damn tolerance to where, you know, somebody
Well,
that
you
did
take
take them, it would definitely put them down or screw them up.
yeah,
But somebody that
you'll
does,
build up what you build a tolerance to is to the effects that you feel from it, not the actual point of overdose.
yeah, I don't know. I kind of think maybe there's some funny stuff with Prince. I don't have any proof or nothing, but a lot of the stuff he said just kind of bucked the system. I mean, about how the whole music was with the labels, and you know how the
Well, there's a lot of people that were doing that around that same time period.
rights and all this stuff, and yeah, how the labels try to own you, all this shit. And then when you look at a lot of stuff that's happened with other performers, where they've just, you know, completely changed their image and all this shit, and then became star. There's a lot of weird shit that goes on. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there is. I mean, got back to the 60s, the Beatles created their own label because they got tired of dealing with the major labels.
yeah,
And
but what do
Zeppelin did it too.
you know, all the cult shit that seems to be keeps coming up, you know, with throughout these musicians and Hollywood stuff. I mean, yeah. Like, even some of the rappers and stuff have come out, like Ice Cube. Anybody who speaks out about it gets on the shit list, you know. But there's a lot of different people that are, you know, talking about you know, sexual stuff, all this type of shit, gay stuff, basically some crap going on in the industry. And if you don't take part, then you're kind of blacklisted. It seems to be legit with everything. I mean, the Epstein shit, all this other stuff. I mean, there's definitely something going on there. All these childhood stars that, you know, at 13 there, they got T-shirts, all this shit. At 17, their pussy's on TV. You know, it's something's going on.
Unite Knives. Yeah, I mean, the Beatles, they started Abbey Road Studios and then Apple Records, and Zeppelin came out with Swan Song Records. So, I mean, I think the Who came out with one too. I just don't remember what the hell the name of it was. So it's kind of cyclical that way, that the labels start getting really irritated, and once bands are big enough, they don't want to deal with them anymore. Nine Inch Nails started their own label and stuff. I mean, so it's something that's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, you probably got a lot less hoops to jump through if you're doing your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot less asses to kiss.
Yep. And now with online streaming and really not having a whole lot of business and record sales in and of themselves, it gets even easier to self-publish your stuff.
That what's that one guy there, that Patriot rapper dude? Tom something? Tom McDowell or something? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Dude's got like tattoos all over or something. I think he's got like a mullet or some shit.
I don't know.
Well, I guess he's like big or something. Apparently, he ended up having to do his own thing or whatever, because, you know, he's raps about the problems today and this and that and the politicians, and not in a way that mainstream would appreciate. So as far as labels, things like that, basically he's ended up doing his own thing and doing quite well, I guess. But you never really hear about him on the radio or any of that type of shit, you know, because he's not pushed. So I don't know. Yeah.
Fox says the guy's name that you're talking about is Tom McDonald.
Okay. Yeah, McDowell, something. But yeah, I guess, you know, he's had to do his own thing for the same type of purposes. So I mean, if you're not in the club, then You pretty much forced to.
Thorzak said he hates having to take opioids because it makes it so you can't crap and eat crap rocks and stool softeners don't help. So he was going back to the drug thing.
Drugs are bad, okay? Stay off them, Rich, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I like Tom McDonald. He's good.
Yeah, I have no idea who he is.
Of course you don't.
Yeah, I've at least heard of him. It's because you get all your music from TV or something, don't you?
No, he mostly some like classic rock and stuff.
Yeah, right.
There's very little new stuff that I listen to.
Yeah, classic rock like Vanilla Ice and stuff like that.
I
love Vanilla Ice.
never really listened to Vanilla Ice.
Classic rock's not even classic rock anymore. Like, I mean, I don't know if you like the last time you turn on a radio or something, but you turn on like a classic rock station now and they're playing like, I don't know, Green Day and shit.
Well,
It's not even
Nirvana and Green Day are now classic rock.
Like, stuff from like, I don't know, 2000 or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. Yeah, I guess that classic line. I guess when I think classic, I'm
You
thinking
do realize that bands that came out in 2000 are going to be eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame next year.
Yeah, it was almost 25 years ago.
Yeah, when you think about it like that, yeah, same thing with like Car Stretches, and then it does classify as classic, but it's not. I don't think it's a classic rock you think of when you say that, though.
No.
Dadgum whippersnappers are taking over our classic rock music now.
Uh-huh.
What the heck's America turning into?
Well, hell, they both New Day. Did I say New Day? Green Day and Nirvana. People swear to God it's punk rock. It's like, how could it be punk rock when the punk movement died in the late 70s? It became new wave.
It's grunge.
Yep.
It seems like, I guess, what you'd consider classic is probably like the great oldies now.
The oldies is still oldies. That's still 50s and 60s stuff. When you turn the radio on the oldies channels.
And speaking of Vanilla Ice, I just seen a thing the other day. Apparently he's done pretty well as a business guy. I know he was doing like a house flipping thing. I don't know if there was like a TV show or something, but when I was visiting friends in Florida, one of them was driving me around, showing me a bunch of Vanilla Ice's houses and shit. So I actually think he was at one of them. But that's a whole nother story. But anyway,
he also had a band. It was, because I know what show you're talking about, because
I never seen it. I just heard.
I know what show you're talking. I've never watched it, but I saw advertisements for it, and apparently he had around that same time period, he had a hardcore metal, punkish kind of band going too.
Well, I think like a Regency business, some type of like restaurant thing, and he's in like classic cars or something. Like, at least like the guy's still making money, like and doing well, versus a lot of people that had their 15 minutes and are broke now. So that's something you could say about the guy. I mean, at least he's got some business sense to him.
223 DMRs out there. Evening. And Boomstick says that's why he didn't become a rock star. He didn't want to have to deal with the record labels.
See, I thought if you just like went on a government trip and hopped on an asteroid and dated Aerosmith's daughter, you just became like rock star famous.
Only if you're Ben Affleck.
What was that movie called?
Oh, fuck, what was that?
Been a long time.
Uh-huh. Speaking of stuff that came out before 2000, God, what the hell was the name of that freaking movie?
What's the movie?
The one where Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis got to go to the asteroid and blow it up with a nuclear bomb.
Oh.
Armageddon. Ozzy threw it out there, and so did Defense Dad. That's what it was.
Say, I saw the movie.
Yeah, I've seen the movie. We had it on VHS. That's how old that movie is. Armageddon. No, that's a Def Leppard song, Foss.
Actually, it's a Def Leppard lyric. Armageddon's the song.
Yeah. I know that, but
Well, that was
still,
Aerosmith that did the theme song deal.
yeah, Armageddon wasn't for the movie. It was just a song off of Hysteria.
Yep.
But yeah, the big song from the movie, that was Aerosmith. They're not their only number one hit.
Yeah, I can still run the melody through my head, but I can't recall the lyrics. Just to hear you breathing, I think that's part of it. Something. I think it was decent from memory.
Do you breathe through your nose when you eat tube steak?
Wow.
So it would have been a better movie if Affleck would have died and not Willis.
Rob is not amused with me tonight.
I wonder why.
Baiting, driving to your house and placing a dead hooker in your bed.
Luckily, you are a cheap bastard, so you're not going to pay for the dead hooker or all that gas.
Kingpin will pay for the gas, and the dead hookers are easy to find around here.
That probably is true.
Boomstick says he's staring at a large video cabinet filled with VHS tapes the wife won't let him toss. My wife has boxes full of the things.
You used to have a crap load. Like we had like 3 to 400, something like that in the past, but they didn't stand the test of time. They were, weren't stored in the best place or this or that. So a lot of them were transferred over to DVD, and even some of them didn't make it through some rough times. But yeah, back in the day, as a kid, like we never rented a movie without recording it. Like that was just rule of thumb. Like it was just seemed stupid not to record it if you were gonna rent it. So.
Yeah, Ozzy says that its first album he ever bought was Aerosmith's big 10-inch.
I was going to add to that, but I figured Not going to do it to Rob.
This is really turning into a members only chat.
Only if you're wearing the jacket, Gary.
I had a members only jacket.
Congratulations, you're just like everybody else.
I know, right?
I'll skip that club, but I will take a couple of those shirts with the little alligator on it. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Time out. You never had a members only jacket, Rob?
No,
Poor
No.
bastard.
they don't have black members. I don't think.
The Fence Dad said the first album he ever bought was Van Halen's 1984. I remember what the first one I bought was. I think it was Metallica's Kill 'Em All was the first one I ever bought for myself. What
Sure.
about you, Rob?
Love that.
Huh?
Sure, your parents love that.
Mm-hmm. It was my cousin's fault. He had a copy of it, and we listened to it all one weekend when we were staying at our grandparents' house.
I can't recall the first thing I bought. I used to, copy stuff even back as a kid. So record things off the radio. Like you used to be able to hook like cable up to your stereo system, and you pick up stations from all over the place, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
When in the city for family, people would actually like pay me to make tapes back in the day. A lot of times there'd be stuff that I'd have available that wouldn't come out locally to where I was, residing at the time till 2-3 years later. So, man, I always had the newest stuff.
Yeah.
I usually,
Boomsticks.
so I don't know.
Boomstick says or asks, remember buying the 14 albums for a penny from Columbia House? Yeah, Columbia House or BMG.
Yeah, I remember those things. What was it like? You bought like 2 or 3 and you got like 12 or something like that.
Yeah, you had to buy you would get the 12 free for a penny, and then you had to buy like 2 more over the course of a year or something like that.
Yeah, those were like notorious to get stolen out of mailboxes. I think that's when like mailbox theft started with stuff like that.
I don't know. It might have been before that.
Oh, the one nice thing now, like, back in the day, you'd buy an album, CD, whatever, tape, and you only really liked like, 3 songs on it if you were lucky. So the other ones you never even heard of, or you're like, holy shit, I can't believe that's the same people. And, but at least now you don't get stuck with all the ones you don't like, because you can pretty much get exactly what you want in most cases now digitally. Although I'm still a fan of hard copies, so myself, but things go bad or whatever. Music's definitely can lift spirits and doesn't help if you can't pay your phone or something.
Yeah. And they used to have a rule with those things where you couldn't do more than one account per household. And so I used my middle name as my last name and put apartment 2 on the thing because my mother was a member of Columbia House and I wanted to get some of the records. So I used my middle name for my last name and put, like I said, added apartment 2 to the end of the address, and they sent them to me. So. And yes, I did pay for them, unlike some people that I know who didn't. Like my one friend, he'd have them delivered to his grandmother's house and they'd never pay for them.
Yeah, I don't think I know anybody that ever paid them either, personally. I mean, there might have been somebody, but I'm not shocked that they don't do that anymore because I think a lot of people, did like what you did and got over on them.
So here's a little fun fact. Garth Brooks' song "Shameless." He got home off the road one day, and he had a CD service like Columbia House, and he had gotten a Billy Joel album, and on it had a song called "Shameless" by Billy Joel, which people don't realize is actually a Billy Joel original. So when he listened to the song, he's like, "Oh, this is awesome!" And he was like, "Oh, I wonder if I could, cut this." So he got a hold of Billy Joel, and Billy Joel's like, "Dude, you can have it." He's like, "We never released it. It's all yours." And so that is how Garth Brooks got the song "Shameless." If it wasn't for just a random, like Columbia House thing sending him CDs, he might have never stumbled onto that one.
223 DMR's heading out, so have a good night.
See ya.
I assume it's a crappy song. I mean, I've never heard of it.
Faust popping in. How are you tonight, Faust?
I'm doing all right.
Holy shit.
I heard you're serving tube steak.
Only to Rob.
It's a little toothy.
For the record, I was thinking he said cube or something. Yeah.
Take small bites. You don't want to choke.
Not man.
Back to the topic we were discussing. What was the first one you ever bought, Gary? No, album.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking it was Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Not a bad choice.
I go back a little bit further than you guys do. So
Hey, wait till you hear what mine was.
it was either Bachman Turner Overdrive or
Oh, no,
it
wait,
was
I
an
already
old
said.
Aerosmith live album. I can't remember which one I got first.
My first CD was a classic. What about you, Foss? Huh?
Mozart?
No, I had that on cassette, actually. What would have been the first album you'd have bought for yourself, Foss?
First one I spent money on was Fire and Ice by Steve Camp. It's a Christian artist back in the 80s.
See, I think Pat Benatar did that, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of thinking initially when he said that.
Yngwie Malmsteen also did Fire and Ice.
James Taylor did Fire and Rain.
Yeah.
And then Foreigner did Cold as Ice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Vanilla Ice did Ice Ice.
Ice Ice Baby.
Which Johnny Cash burned with a ring of fire.
7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon right there.
There you go.
Because Foreigner was hot-blooded.
Check it and see.
Got a fever of 103.
Doctor, give me the news.
Well, I would say the next line, but Rob would get the wrong idea.
Right. So your asshole shut. Keep feeding you.
Rob, you really should be hanging out with Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what? You guys don't know that song? Oh, I see how it is. Oh, nothing about Method Man, huh?
No, honestly.
rolling down the
Yes,
street in my
yes.
6.0.
Ghostface.
Defense Dad said the first 45 record he had bought was Quiet Riot's Come On Feel the Noise.
Awesome.
Nobody said anything about my Rockmaster Scott and Dynamic 3 reference earlier.
I did not see it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's a given.
All right. Stay in the same vein here. Not the veins on Rob's tube steak, mind you.
You're killing me.
All right, I think we started with barbecue last time, so we'll start with Gary.
No,
this
yeah,
time.
that's totally skipped. Dick.
Were you skipped?
Yep.
Oh, what was your first then?
It's so hard for me to remember.
Stevie Wonder or something like.
Yeah. It's actually a duet album of Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles. Believe it or not. No. The first one that I really remember buying for myself might have been Bad Out of Hell 2.
You're such a liar. You were
Swear to
saying
God.
back chat that it was the Backstreet Boys. I don't even know why you're lying.
Well, first off, if I had said anything like that in the back chat, it would have been NSYNC, not Backstreet Boys. Let's say the only people that like the Backstreet Boys eat tube steak.
Okay, moving on before we get down this damn rabbit hole again.
Down to town.
All right.
Which rabbit hole?
First
Tube
CDs.
steak or
What?
no? You go ahead.
I was gonna say, first CD you ever bought. Barbecues is probably the same answer.
Oh,
Gary?
if we're actually talking about vinyl, shit, vinyl record, mine would have been, I think. Oh shit, that's a tough one for me to remember. I think was Meatloaf Bad Out of Hell. Just happened to find it, and so I gobbled that up because I'm a huge Meatloaf fan. But somewhere I've got Falco Rock Me Amadeus floating around too. So
I've never actually bought anything on vinyl. I've owned them. I own some now. I haven't bought a single one of them that I've owned over my lifetime. The first one that I would have owned was Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon.
First record I ever broke was Ozzy Bad Out of Hell.
Did you say Ozzy's Bad Out of Hell?
Yeah, I think so. That Bad Out of Hell.
That's not even a thing, Rob.
Is it? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Ozzy Osbourne Bad Out of Hell.
No, that's Meatloaf.
Meatloaf, whatever. Meatloaf. Yeah. Oh God, that was horrible, man. Like, there's this guy at my mom's. He was all drunk and shit, and he just kept playing it, and it was all special because it was a record. Da 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 da. Man, as a kid, I had enough. I didn't give a shit. Ass whooping or whatever. I walked over there and snapped that shit in half in front of everybody. You should have seen the looks. That's like, people knew I was different then, you know?
You know, just when you don't think Rob could disappoint you enough in one episode, he goes and says that Meatloaf's Bad Out of Hell sucks.
I don't know, man. Sorry. Can only take so much. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
He's never had Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
It's true.
Now, Thorzak says his first album was Black Sabbath's Paranoid. That's a good one. So, Gizzard, first CD.
I've been sitting here racking my brain. I'm not sure. Because I know I would have rebought a lot of the albums I had once I got a CD player. Because I would have already owned a lot of them on cassette. By the time CDs came around, it's probably my fourth format that I'd bought because I had stuff on vinyl that I ended up buying on 8-track and then on cassette. So CD would have been the fourth time that I purchased some of these albums.
Mm.
As far as telling you what the first one was, I would just about have to go with Meatloaf. I don't know why, but that sounds about right. The same album, Bad Out of Hell.
Yeah, you're talking about having it on different things. I had Dark Side of the Moon is the only one that I've had on vinyl, 8-track, cassette, CD, and digital download.
Yeah, as soon as CD got to where I could afford to get a player, I wanted to have the latest, coolest stuff.
In high school, friend got a CD player. This, would have been late 80s. Went to his house and he showed it to me. I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't really know about CDs. I had tapes. I'm fine with tapes. Tapes work.
Yeah, until you finally hear a music format that doesn't wear out. It's like,
yeah, he tried to explain to me, but it's digital. Like, I don't know, it's different.
So, what was your first CD, Foss?
I don't have a clue what the first would have been.
I just took a guess.
I know exactly what my first one was.
My first vinyl, I had the Spider-Man. Kind of told his origin story and then introduced Green Goblin and the Vulture. I have.
Was that one of those ones that came with the little storybook?
Yeah, the cover was the storybook. It folded open into. And I don't know whatever happened to that, and then I rebought it, so I've got a version of it.
Yeah, I used to have a stack of those things that my mother bought us when we were kids to listen to.
But for CDs, I couldn't tell you what it was. It probably would have been a classic rock, like Allman Brothers or something like that. But I don't recall.
And just wonder, are we going with first CD ever or first CD purchased by ourselves?
By yourself. The first one you bought yourself. Rob, what was your first CD you bought yourself?
I'm not 100% sure, but if I had to throw a guess at it, I would probably say Notorious B.I.G.
Nice.
Yeah. Kick in the door, wave in the 4-4.
All right. Barbecue, you figure out what the first one you bought yourself was yet?
I already answered that. That was Bad Out of Hell too. Like 99% sure on that.
All right. Mine was Cream's Strange Brew, the Greatest Hits CD.
Nice.
Thorzak says one CD he don't regret getting at the time was Great White's greatest hits. So I'm assuming he means he regrets it now. If he didn't regret it then, I mean, does that mean he regrets it now?
That's the way it sounds with that wording.
Mm-hmm.
I've never bought a CD where I regret getting it though.
No, he said he also. The way he wrote the next line, I think he doesn't regret it. He said that and Motley Crue's greatest hits. Which one? Decade of Decadence?
Bought CDs and not been happy. Yeah, goes back to that one or two songs you really like, and the rest you couldn't give a shit about. You know, seems like a waste of damn money.
How many
The
times did a band have a great first album and then the second one totally sucked?
Mm-hmm.
Bought it
Mhm.
anyway.
Yeah. Defense Dad said, we all know that Rob's first CD was Informer by Snow.
Nah, that's funny.
Yeah, that's one I'm still waiting for Barbecue to do with his when he was doing those big head
Oh
things where he
yeah.
was singing. I said Informer and he never did it.
I can remember a teacher.
Former by Snow. Okay. Note made.
Teacher used to bring in like Jackson 5 tapes or some shit for me to take home and listen to. Like, yeah, I guess I was supposed to like it because it's a black guy or something. You know what I mean? It was like such an awkward type thing. You know what I mean? It was just weird. But yeah, I don't know. I just
Were you,
I
were
not
you
really-
the only black kid in school?
it kind of remembers. Yeah, like technically I was only a black kid in the school, so it's kind of
Technically? So
Well,
what the hell does that mean?
technically,
Well,
technically, he was only a black kid in the school. You didn't say he was the only black kid. He was only a black kid in the school.
if you like the school system, there was two, but in my actual school, there was just one.
but so the teacher is like, how do we make him feel welcome?
Something like that. Yeah, I got
At
in
least they
trouble
were putting in an effort.
for using like self-portrait in elementary. They called me out to the hall and they're like, is there a reason you're using peach for skin color and stuff? And I'm like, I don't know. Everybody else is calling it skin color and stuff. So my schooling experience was probably a little different than most. But yeah, it was something.
Defense Dad said he heard "For the Love of Money" by Bullet Boys today. It doesn't hold up. You're acting like the Bullet Boys were ever any good. Defense Dad, that they always sucked. Boomstick says Jackal's first album was cool. The second one, not so much. Yeah, I have that first album of Jackal somewhere. I want the Lumberjack song on it. What was the other one? When Will It Rain? I think was the other song that was on there.
Blame It on the Rain?
No, that was a different.
I know it was a fake band, but I still like Milli Vanilli.
It's funny. All this shit that happened with that. But when you look at like performers now, it seems like half of them do the same thing and it's accepted. Kind of strange how it's changed. Like
Well, I thought the deal with Milli Vanilli was they weren't actually
They
doing
weren't
the
even
vocals.
singing.
Yeah,
It
they were
wasn't
literally
lip syncing. It wasn't them at all. It was another dude.
I thought
Mhm.
lip syncing, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
I see all the time that pop up of like famous people now that somebody will throw something at them on stage and they start cursing them out, and yet they're still singing at the same time. Like weird
Mhm.
shit like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, and then they decided they were going to come out with an album that was
Real.
actually them singing, and it sucked total balls.
Yeah, but I heard the
Really
one
totally
could actually sing.
Well, he was a Broadway guy. He had worked in.
So it was
on
like, oh,
Broadway
wow.
and stuff.
That "Blame It on the Rain," one of their songs, Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
Don't act like you don't know.
That's the only one of theirs I can even remember. So 'cause it was everywhere. You couldn't go somewhere without hearing that goddamn song.
We all know that one of Rob's favorite songs is New Kids on the Block, White Stuff.
See, I wouldn't even know a name of their songs. That's telling you something, people.
Ebony and Ivory.
That's perfect harmony.
That's right.
Boys to Men, I might know something about, but yeah, we're talking a long time ago.
Oh, Boys II Men's got some good shit.
Da, da, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, shit. I cannot think of the one that they did with Mariah Carey.
She was hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Janet looked pretty good back in the day too for a while.
I was never a fan of Janet. Like, I remember being like 5, and I'm like, I don't know who she is, but like,
that's the way love goes. That video, telling me she wasn't hot in that video.
Who, Janet?
Yeah, you got to be gay, bro.
No.
Says the guy who likes eating tube steaks.
Why are you gonna beat my ass?
What are you talking
Damn.
I like Janet Jackson in Good Times.
Heard a lot of people liked her at the Super Bowl.
You tossed over the railing, don't you?
No, chill.
Rob got himself in trouble.
Did you know that Rob's out here eating tube steak for money?
Oh God.
Must have headphones on so she can't hear us.
Babe.
He's gonna eat all the strawberries this year.
Oh, good Lord.
Actually, Rob, you been buying any strawberries? I've gotten like 6 big things of them from Walmart so far this year, and they've been friggin' phenomenal.
Been a while since I picked up strawberries. I should get out some more strawberries and cherries as soon as we can.
I won't find cherries around here until they're in season. Pisses me off.
Boomstick says he wanted to slap Paul McCartney for Ebony and Ivory.
It's an okay song. That and Say.
Ebony and Ivory got annoying because we had to sing it in music class. A lot. That was back in the day when you had music class every day.
So
That
did you do a solo?
No. Two songs we were guaranteed to have to sing in music class were Ebony and Ivory and the theme to Fame. Because they were both big hits at the time. And that's what our music teacher wanted us to sing. And if you didn't sing them, he called you a boogie bear.
Oh, noes.
He just wanted you to learn how to fly high.
Still remember my solo.
On the flush pipe?
No,
Tube steak.
back in school.
Those he didn't deny that.
Breaking down 2 Life Crew.
That would be a good way to get suspended. Knowing Rob though, he'd be singing the Me So Horny part.
No, damn it, it was a Fievel song. All right, whatever.
The
Somewhere out.
song, yeah, I was gonna say.
Somewhere out there, beneath the pale moonlight,
Find one another.
Oh,
Some-
God.
someone's thinking of.
Even though I know how very far apart we are. All right. Yeah, I'll save you guys.
Anybody else in an American Tail want to see Fievel get eaten, or was it just me?
What are you, anti-Semitic?
That little fucker was annoying as hell.
I just
I can't stand those movies.
wanted to jack a flying carpet, man.
That's a different movie, Rob.
Yeah, it's all the same shit.
I always rooted for Tom and Jerry too. I wanted him to eat that mouse.
Yeah, rooting for Tom and Jerry is like rooting for Jason in a Friday the 13th movie. You just start doing it. Like, it's that annoying bastard.
Sorry, Foz.
Do you guys ever see that movie Snow White and the Huntsman that came out like, I don't know, 8-9 years ago, something like that?
Because I heard
No.
it sucked from a bunch of people I knew at the time, and so I just never bothered with it.
So there's a chick I was dating that wanted to go see it, so we went to see it, and there's this scene in the forest where like the dwarfs are running around and shit, and it's a big fight scene. And all of a sudden you hear this dwarf yell arrow, and he leaps and gets fucking shot. And like people are crying and shit. And I just started laughing. I'm laughing so hard I can't catch my breath. And I got tears coming down my face, but it's because I'm laughing so hard I can't breathe. The girl I'm dating, she's hitting me. She's like, stop it. People are staring. The whole theater has gone silent. They're just staring at me now. It was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Meanwhile, I don't even remember which dwarf it was. Apparently he died. I was just like, whoops. She wanted to leave after that. I was like, no fucking way. This is
That's
like the best fucking part just happened.
He died because he was a dumbass. He jumped in front of the arrow. He deserved to die and get laughed at.
Like, just the whole way it happened. It's like arrow, and then whack. I was like, oh my fucking god, that was amazing.
He called his shot, man.
He was a simp. That's all.
He was the Babe Ruth of dwarves. He called his shot. And then got shot.
Yeah, that's what people at the theater, like, spit wads or throw them and shit like that.
No.
Banged the chick in a theater once.
Yeah, I've been there.
Speaking of theater stories, the one that Chunk tells in The Goonies is freaking hilarious. Where he's crying, telling about how he had everybody in the theater puking. Thorzak said he got out of the band when they kept making them play "We Will Rock You" at the football games. He said he couldn't take it anymore.
Have blood on his face.
Big disgrace.
Big disgrace.
Kicking his can all over the place.
The live version, he actually says kicking your ass all over the place.
Yep.
You guys like better live, or you like the edited stuff?
Depends on who it is. Some bands are better live and some absolutely suck live.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Like acoustic versions. Do you prefer those or no?
We're not you, Rob.
Got to say, like, one thing that does annoy me when I go see something live, or you hear a live version,
Is where, like, one of the band's most popular songs ever that pretty much made them is almost unrecognizable because they pretty much completely fucking rearranged it. And I understand playing the same song 207 times a year probably gets old, especially, if you're one of those bands that was fortunate enough to last 20 or 30 years. But that could be one of the songs, like, I've got to go and fucking see you play that song, and then you completely fucking ruin it for me. Like, no.
Yeah. You want to contrast in bands, one good live and one okay at best. Metallica and Guns N' Roses on the 92 tour that they did together. Metallica killed it and Guns N' Roses sucked. For the most part.
Guns N' Roses was probably drugged out of their fucking minds.
Metallica, for the most part, live sounds very much like they do on their albums.
yep.
There's a reason for that. Metallica records in the studio live, like if they were playing in front of a crowd. A lot of bands, you'll record like guitar one day, drum the next day, and then mix it all together. Bands like Metallica, Black Sabbath, and a couple others, they do what's called recording live. You have the entire band in the studio recording the song all at one time, and you end up with a better sounding record that way. That's easier to duplicate when you're out on tour.
Metallica in 2000s. I like their Fuel album.
That was after that. 2000 would have been closer to when they did Saint Anger, which absolutely sucked.
Fuel was on Reload, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was either on Load or Reload.
I think it was Reload.
What do you guys think of the Unforgiven songs? You got 1, 2, and 3.
First one wasn't bad.
You don't like the third?
I don't know if I've ever heard the third all the way through, to be honest.
Well, you got homework then.
Man, I never did my homework when I was in school. You expect me to do it now?
Rob never tried tube steak when he was in school, but he tries it now.
I'm not Rob.
Damn it, I don't eat tube steak. guys like older Metallica or the newer stuff?
Older.
I think everybody says older.
I'm not a big Metallica fan. You know, I liked Unforgiven. I didn't like Master of Puppets. I just don't like I don't like Hetfield singing. I don't like that style.
Hot take by Foss.
By you, Gary, you gotta love some Metallica, right?
Oh yeah. Give me some of the older stuff for sure.
Now, an album that came after the Black Album that was pretty darn good. Well, there's a couple that I really like after the Black Album, but one is Garage Day, the Garbage Inc., their cover album. Really, they did
Garage
some really
Inc., you
good
mean?
covers. Is it Garage Inc.?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
garage, not garbage.
I don't know what I'm thinking, man. I'm half out of it right now. And then the other one is S&M.
He's all hopped up on goofballs.
S&M's great. Yeah, with the
Yeah.
San Francisco Symphony. Yeah.
Yep, and Michael Kamen conducting.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was way better than I thought it'd be.
Did you
Oh.
see when they did the live show of that on VH1 back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the next day I went out and bought the CD set. It's a double CD, 2 CD set.
So if you're a fan of rock music getting done with symphony orchestras or anything like that, there is a copy of Bat Out of Hell where Meatloaf went to Australia and did Bat Out of Hell with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. Friggin' incredible. And it's not just Bat Out of Hell, the song, the entire album was done with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra.
Let's see, Moody Blues live at Red Rocks. That's a good album.
Yeah, Aerosmith at the, I think it was the 91 MTV Music Video Awards did Dream On with a symphony orchestra. And that version got put on the Last Action Hero soundtrack.
Anybody else
That
like
was-
Apocalyptica?
I've heard some of their songs, but I can't remember them because I used to play them on Sirius XM all the time. I haven't heard any of their stuff in a while to remember if it was any good or not, to be honest with you.
I don't care.
Is it that like rock and orchestra type stuff?
Yeah, they're like a heavy metal orchestra.
Probably like it. I like most of those, honestly. So
Play a lot of, I think, just bass and cello. I'm trying to remember if there might be a violin or something in there. It's like 4 or 5 of them. It's really good.
Wood said he went to a 4-string quartet thing where they played Schubert and Metallica and explained how they were similar. He said it was super cool. I have a album that's Scott Davis, I think is the name of the guy. He's a concert pianist where he arranged a bunch of Metallica songs for piano and played it. It was pretty cool.
Well, when Metallica played with that symphony, you could tell the symphony was getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
They were enjoying themselves. Of course, Kamen was a big Metallica fan anyway.
Yeah, he was a big metal fan, period. It's not the first metal album that he'd ever done. He had one called Guitar Concerto that him and this Chinese guitar player did, and it was really good too. It was all instrumental stuff. And speaking of that stuff, I know you guys have all heard Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but they got an album that's not Christmas. It's Beethoven, called Beethoven's Last Night. It's a bunch of Beethoven stuff that they arranged like that kind of heavy metal type music. It's really
Yeah.
good.
Nice.
That was kind of big in the 80s, mixing classical and rock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got the Great Cat coming from the 80s doing that stuff. She was really good.
Yeah, so I said I tend to like it. So there's even some I don't know what you'd call it. I guess I'd refer to as rap or something with the classical mixed in that I think's pretty good too. So nice switch up, I guess.
I think the one rap album I own is the Judgment Night soundtrack. It was a bunch of metal bands playing music and the rappers rapping over the music. You had Pearl Jam with Cypress Hill, I think it was, Slayer and Ice-T, Faith No More and Booyah Tribe. I can't remember who else. There was a bunch of other ones on it. I can't remember who all was on it right now.
People doing remakes of Cypress Hill now, like newer stuff that's running their stuff. It isn't bad, actually. So
I don't know. I wasn't ever that impressed with Cypress Hill. I'm not saying that they were bad. I just don't think that they're all they're hyped up to be.
My favorite song of theirs is off of Last Action Hero soundtrack, Cock the Hammer. But Cock the Hammer, wave the white banner. Ever hear Glock go click like a camera? No! The clock doesn't have a hammer, you asshole.
I can't remember all their stuff, but I thought Cypress Hill was good. I had a friend that really loved it. He was like a cult member type deal, but
It's like Radiohead.
yeah, it was all right though. I mean, there was at least a few songs I would say were good. You know, everybody knew them and would
Yeah.
pump it.
God. Radiohead fans, you think Radiohead was the greatest thing to ever come down the pike. It's like, dude, they have one good song. Shut the fuck up. I guess I killed the chat.
In the membrane.
Huh? Springtime for Hitler and Germany. Mel Brooks at his finest right there.
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles is better than the producers.
No, but I'm talking about the song. It's in and of
Yeah.
itself. Come on, how ingenious do you have to be to come up with a play about a couple of play producers trying to come up with the worst play in history so that they don't have a job anymore, and then having it become a big hit? A lot of people don't realize the producer
Well,
was
is that-
written first as a stage play.
Is that a true story based on the guy who wrote Rent?
The producers came out long before Rent was ever a thing.
I know, I was being a smartass. Because in theory, Rent, you know, like you hear it, you're like, oh, that should just be the worst thing ever.
Everybody has AIDS.
And the
Now, because
producers-
of Rent, I can't, you know, everybody's like, how many minutes are in a year? I'm like, fucking Rent.
The Producers wasn't the only Mel Brooks movie that Hitler was in or referenced either. Who knows what the other one is?
Oh, shoot. Not History of the World Part 1, was it?
No.
Let me think.
Now you got me like playing old songs in my head.
Nobody has a guess.
Nah.
I give you a hint, Gary. This might help you. The name of the movie comes from a Shakespeare play.
Romeo and Juliet.
No, that's not the name of the movie, bro. Nor is it the play.
Hamilton.
No.
Darn it, I know he may have played named
Why
Hamilton.
am I drawing a total blank?
Oh, crazy thing happened on the way to the forum.
I was joking it,
No.
but seriously, it's not Hamlet.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
That's Hamlet. Hamlet's the play. Yes. You said Hamilton the first time.
I know. I just
Yeah,
Yes, the play
different
was
play.
Hamlet. Yeah, different, totally
I was
different
waiting
play.
for you to be like Hamilton. No, that's blah 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 blah, and you didn't. So that I was like, "Fuck, I'm just gonna keep saying this," and you still never tried the correction. I was like, "All right, fuck it, never mind."
I wasn't trying to give the play's name away. I just said it comes from a line from a play. But yeah, it's a line from Hamlet. A very famous line from Hamlet.
There's lots
What's
of
the question again?
What other Mel Brooks movie references Hitler?
Spaceballs.
No. I mean, Hitler is actually in the movie, not the actual Hitler, but somebody playing Hitler.
Hitler's Crazy Summer.
No.
Or special.
Not Blazing Saddles, Woods.
Surf Nazis Must Die.
Oh, To Be or Not to Be.
Yes, that's it. Gary got it. To Be or Not to Be. Mel Brooks actually plays or dresses up as Hitler in the movie. It takes place in World War II during the Nazi invasion of Poland. It's more of a dramatic comedy. A lot of dramatic scenes in that one. Given the subject matter, you wouldn't expect anything else, right? But it's also funny as shit in the funny parts.
I gotta cut out, guys.
Okay, Rob.
Get up and early. So
If you
So,
warm
yeah,
up the tube steak, then it's called preheating your dinner.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
all right. Well, you guys, yeah.
Sorry, Rob.
You know what Rob's having for breakfast in the morning?
Yeah, nice thing about it, you can just eat it with one hand.
The really talented ones don't even need to use their hands.
Yeah, Woods brings up out there about how Mel Brooks' son Max brought the Zombie Survival Guide to print. Yeah, he's one of those really crazy into zombie movies guys.
Was it was it God, what was the zombie? Generation Z or not Generation? Shit. There's a zombie series that was based on his book.
Yeah, there was. I just don't know the name of it.
Something Z.
World War
Z
Z.
Nation? Was it Z Nation?
That could be it.
World War Z. I mean, those both have Z in the name. They're both zombie things. I don't think it was iZombie. iZombie was based on a comic book. Well, you never know. He might have worked on the comic. iZombie was loosely part of the Arrowverse.
What's it saying, Z Nation? He was on a TV show. I don't remember what show it was, but they were looking at what the best zombie weapon would be. And I think they ended up with a 22.
Yeah, that was that one that was on Sons of Guns before everybody found out that the guy that supposedly owned the store was a pedophile.
Well, now way to just bring down the chat there, Rich. Good job.
Well, it's the truth.
Yeah,
That's
what a chat.
happened.
Pedophiles and Nazis.
And Tuesday
Uh-huh.
for Rob.
Pedophiles, Nazis, and zombies.
Oh my.
Right. There is a really bad sci-fi movie called Nazi Zombies. It was on one of the streaming services, and so of course my wife had to watch it. There was another bad zombie movie that was made. It was called Zombievers. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not.
I think that's on Amazon.
You say
Yeah,
Zombievers?
Yes,
It sounds like a porno.
it does, doesn't it? But it's not. It's this corny sci-fi movie where there's like a industrial waste accident, and it turns these beavers into zombies. And if you get bit by one of them, you turn into a giant zombie beaver creature thing. The best part, I think, is when they're running through the woods or something, and there's a bear in front of them, and they stop running because there's a giant bear in front of them. The bear turns around, and it's part beaver, part bear. Look like a damn grizzly with beaver teeth in the front. It's funny as hell.
I almost, but by hearing about this, I feel like the zombies with giant bush porno probably would be way better. Like, wow.
It's one of those ones where the movie wasn't actually made as a comedy, but it's so bad that it's funny.
It sounds like something. Like as you're saying all this, all I can picture is like the cartoon Angry Beavers.
You're not far off. Picture a bunch of teenagers going to a summer camp. They're set up as the counselors before the kids get there. And instead of Jason Voorhees trying to kill them, it's a bunch of freaking undead beavers. And also the other animals that the zombie beavers had bitten. One being a white-tailed deer. I think there was a moose maybe in one scene. The bear I just mentioned. But yeah, it's one of those sci-fi movies. If it's on late at night, you turn it on and you just sit there laughing your ass off at it because there's nothing else on TV. That's something the Sci-Fi Channel was always good for back in the day. Putting that on and getting sleep when you're up late at night. Couldn't sleep, put sci-fi on, and they'd have something that was entertaining for all the wrong reasons.
I just watched Tucker and Dale versus Evil the other day.
Oh, that's a great movie.
It is a good one. I didn't know what to expect, and it wasn't quite what I expected, but it was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it was like when my kids and I watched it for the first time. And God, I think they were in high school still when that came out. And we just sat there laughing our asses off. We're like, we know we probably shouldn't be laughing at the movie, but the way it's done, you can't help but laugh at it. Like when the idiot goes and runs and jumps into the wood chipper, for God's sake. And his reaction to that. It's probably the greatest movie that's based around mistaken identity ever. The two title characters think that they come across some kind of death cult, and the college kids that are running around killing themselves completely by accident, mind you, think that those two are some kind of sexual perverts who kidnapped their friend. And that's not even the spoiler of the movie. Oh, man. We're coming up on 3 hours. Holy shit. I guess we better start wrapping this up. So, Gary, anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Definitely not Tube Stick.
Well, when is that something you plug or that plugs you? So,
Neither one.
well, not you in particular.
Oh,
Probably depends on if you're circumcised or not.
that's true. At any rate, no. Foul Territory Friday nights, 9 p.m. Central. Love to have everybody there. Thanks for having me. It was a great show.
Thanks for being on. About you, Mr. Guns and Tacos.
So if you're not circumcised and you get your tube steak plugged, is that stuffed tube steak?
Maybe.
We'll ask
little
Rob,
cheese
he's the
in there?
expert. Ugh. Yeah, we'll ask Rob. Damn, every time I'd unmute, he'd bark again.
He wants part of the conversation, man.
Right? But yeah, so I don't even remember what the hell he asked.
Oh, yeah, anything you want to plug?
Any
Besides-
plugs?
Yeah.
Be sure to check out Foster's channel. Check out Gary's channel. You're already on this channel, but why? Don't know. The fact that you made it this far, impressive. Good job. Heck of a show to make it through tonight. Kudos to you. But yes, every Wednesday night you can check out the Mouse Party over on DM Foster's channel at 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific. And every other Saturday, so not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, will be another overnight with DM Plus at 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific. And then, go check out Foul Territory over on Gizzard Gary's channel at 10 p.m. Eastern, or yeah,
That's right.
10 Eastern, 9 Central. Because he's in the metric time zone of Central. And thanks, Rich.
Yep. Thanks for jumping on and making Rob look so foolish.
Oh man, I almost felt bad, but I couldn't believe it.
I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, he thinks it's real. It's like, no, he doesn't catch on. He's not. I think that's what made it even better. He was 100% serious about what he was saying. He had no clue.
Well, first I had to sit and think, did Barbecue say cube steak or tube steak? Then I heard him say it a second time. It's like, nope, he said tube steak.
Yep. All right. What about you, Foss?
Well, first I will say, for those who maybe don't know, make it right there. Rich White has a Patreon, Unloaded Media, on Patreon. So if you're not a member, maybe think about joining over there.
Yep.
And
if you don't want to do Patreon, I also have PayPal listed down below as well.
also, Make Guns and Barbecue great again. I know you've kind of stepped away from doing videos and stuff, but what you were doing was good stuff. And so I don't know, I kind of hope that maybe you'll be able to get back to it in the future. But
Well, thank you, sir.
Pick him up and dust him off.
I'll rub them down.
Say,
No, you do that and you give Rob the wrong idea.
this tube steak ain't gonna marinate itself.
That's all I got.
How can you have any more after what Barbecue just said?
Yeah, smart money's to bail out of this conversation while you're ahead.
All right.
You got to change
if-
the title of
if-
this one.
If you're lucky, you get ahead.
Yeah, I'm not changing the title of this one.
Oh, you totally got to change it to Rob eats tube steak, something.
Just Tube Steak Boogie.
There you go. Unloaded Media, blah blah blah, number whatever, Tube Steak Boogie.
Rubbing it with Rob.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. Anyway, in addition to the Patreon and PayPal, as we discussed at the beginning of the episode, I also am now on the affiliate program for Tractor Supply and Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Find their links down below in the description, as well as always the link to Blackout Coffee, and the coupon code still works. So your first order, use RichW20 and you get 20% off. So go check that out, those 3 links out as well, especially if you're looking for like farming implements, or if you wanted to get a new knife, or just want some nice good beverage to drink on a cold day or soon to be hot day. Make yourself some iced tea, because they sell tea as well. So with that all out of the way, and hopefully no more tube steak references other than the one I just said, which is probably a mistake, as somebody's going to bring up some more, but we're going to cut it off now. Yes, I know that was a pun. That was intentional. Anyway, have a good night, folks, and we will catch you all sometime
Hey,
down
Rich.
the road.
Tube
Don't
steak.
cut off too much. We can't. None of us can stand to lose that much.
Okay. On that note, good night, everybody.
I think it's angry. It's staring right at me.